nice to finally have an older sister. My mom is going to give several toasts, so I hope that your glasses are ready. And if you have to get up while she's talking, she won't mind. It's not rude. But she has a few pages to go. So I'll bring you your glasses.
Hey, there leaves a lot of room for toast, and I'm going to fill in the gaps myself.
Kathy,
They're a long list, and my list got a little longer this week when Peter asked if a tribute to his grandmother could be part of
5
tonight.
minutes because people are getting drinks toast with here.
I want you to wait.
Okay?
Look away so quietly Tuesday afternoon because she likes to be the center of attention. And she would have liked to be part of the celebration. But she would have liked to do it her way, and you all would have been wearing homemade costumes, and there would have been handmade favors and place cards and quilted wall hangings and so on and so on and so on. She married into a Jewish family, and my dad always said she was the most Jewish mother of any Gentile that he ever knew. And she did the guilt thing pretty well. In fact, she used to... one of her ways of solving everybody's problems was just to say, it's all my fault, even if it had nothing to do with her. So maybe her final gift to me was the great excuse. If there's anything wrong tonight, if I've forgotten anything, if you don't like anything, if I talk too much, I'm just preoccupied about my mother, so blame it on her. Here's to Jean.
Jean.
Things in my mother's life were art and education, and Peter and Amy inherited her talents for creating and teaching. It's so fitting to be welcoming Dora, such a talented artist, into our family as Jean makes her exit. As for education, Peter was destined to be a teacher, like both his grandmothers, his mother, his sister. And two of the comments that come to mind when we think of how proud we are of Peter come from teachers. When writing a reference, his orchestra teacher mentioned that he never heard Peter say an unkind word about anyone, and that's Peter. His drama teacher, Mrs. White, once said to me, if I never did anything from this point on but sit on a curb, she didn't say with a brown paper bag, but that's the way I envisioned it, I'd raised a good son. Well, Art and I didn't do it alone. Peter had wonderful teachers all through, but a few stand out. Mrs. Henry, his fifth grade teacher. Both Peter and Amy's fifth grade teacher, and our whole family went to fifth grade for 2 years and had a wonderful time. We learned about the mangrove swamp and marched through Bataan and mostly learned about loving learning. Then came middle school. Thank goodness for Mrs. Joyner. She got him involved in yearbook and watched out for him and kept him learning and creating. And when it was time for high school, we visited several, but 30 minutes with Mrs. Kroll White was all he needed to be sold on Thomas Dale. In 4 years, we learned and grew with productions that were whole units, taking us from the killing fields of Cambodia to Holocaust Amsterdam and on and on. No wonder she's one of the county teachers of the year. Here's the teachers. Along with education, there was scouting. That's always been a big part of our family, helping kids grow and helping us meet wonderful people. They're a bunch of my friends from my own Girl Scouting days, way back. They're all New Yorkers, but they've traveled from all over the country to be here with us, and they're my long-distance support group, and here's the Scouts.
And there was great rejoicing.
I tried to find pictures of all of you and put them in the song about people coming into our lives for a reason. I'm sorry I didn't find all of you, but you're all part of our family. And I especially want to thank some folks you didn't see in the slides. My reception crew labored long and hard over several lunches and even had to go to the beach for a weekend to get this all together. No wonder we're looking for another offspring to marry off. Joe, Nancy, Carol, Linda, Francis, we can't thank you enough. Sandra came down a day early and did our washing and cleaning and cooking and helped get us ready. And Kathy, your special touch is everywhere here. I know payback is hell and I'm ready, but if it involves standing on a ladder in 100-degree temperature, 2 steps above where you're legally allowed to stand, you might have to find somebody else. Thank you. Here's to the support crew. We'd also like to thank the people who aren't here, and we wish they were. Art and I had a wonderful trip to Korea a year and a half ago and were welcomed by a wonderful family. I tried so hard to learn a Korean greeting, but was too nervous to try it when it came time. So we spoke not a word of Korean, and Dora's parents spoke not a word of English, but there was a connection. One morning, looking through family photos together, we realized that her parents share our values and are more like us than some people that we see every day. Dora fit right into our family from the moment she walked in the door and has been so supportive and gracious through a crazy week. How my mom would love you, and as long as I live, I'll remember you tenderly giving her her last drink of water with Peter. Here's to our new family. I think of Peter fitting into her family in Korea much the same way as my coming to Virginia from New York. I learned to eat vegetables down here, and Peter learned to eat them in Korea. But more important, we both found new loves and wonderful families. My family's here is represented by my brother Will, who came through for us this week in so many ways, and my cousin Alec and his wife Kim, who represent my dad's family. Our 100-year-old still music teaching Aunt Nadja wanted to be here, but she couldn't make the trip. But I am so lucky to have almost all my big, wonderful Virginia family here helping and celebrating with us. Peter, you are a conglomeration of all your grandparents, but especially the gentleness of your grandfather Ning, Mr. Moody, and your grandmother, the gregariousness of your grandmother Nina. We were glad that Ann Cope could be here to represent them, and also to have Uncle John and Betty Lou to represent them. We love you all, and here's to family. And that was the end.
And there was great rejoicing.